Hi everyone. I'm back. I recorded a video yesterday when I pulled some cards and explained a few of the things of how they speak to me. And that was in Spanish for my Spanish speaking audience. And then a few friends reminded me you should do this in English too. So, sorry, a day later, but it's here. I'll try to stick to the same cards that I pulled so that the videos are very similar, but more inspiration might come in because this is the second time. First of all, you're seeing here Manny. Um, Manny's wearing a cape that I did. I probably made this about a year ago. Um, yeah, just out of inspiration. And it has a few reductions here for the neckline and the back. This is stitching. No, this stitch is called seeds, I think. Anyway, and then the neckline is just normal stuff. uh, you know, uh, pearl and stitch. And I did this with a bigger. I think I started here with a 4.5 circular needle. Yeah. And then by the time I got here, I switched to like 1 or 2 points higher because I was tired of looking at this color. That happens to me a lot. It's a challenge with ADD. Is like I can start a lot of projects, but then I get bored easily. So there's a trick. If you're a knitter, switch to a bigger needle, and you'll be able to finish faster. But anyway, it looks good. It's very warm though, even though it's acrylic. It's not bulky actually, and I did it like in an afternoon or so. I was just on the go. Like I need a cape, and I'm gonna do this. And I usually wear this over two dresses that are like my uniforms for doing things, for channeling and doing readings. And it's so comfy and looks really nice with the colors of the dresses. One of them is blue, and it's a deep blue. It's not navy, but deep, and I really enjoy. I feel like myself when I'm wearing it. Inspired just by the attire. So uh, it's also very practical. I can just if I don't need it at the moment, I can just make it, roll it up and put it in my bag, and it fits everywhere. Um, so I highly recommend getting back into making these things, Anyway, thank you, Manny. You go away for a few minutes. I'm going to switch here. So I was recently in a reading circle, and one of the members said, "Well, I'm new in this. I don't know how to, I'm not good at reading tarot," which I think it's wrong because this person is highly intuitive. But I know it happens. Self doubt, and then it can be very intimidating to be in groups like that where people start talking and talking and talking and pulling so many ca- um card decks, different ones and stuff, and you're like, I just have three, and they speak to me in this way. So I thought about recording a video on it, sharing with you guys how how the cards speak to me, and the fact that it should not be intimidating is we have to feel them. Um, Most people, we agreed in the moment we told her, start with the Rider White deck because that's the traditional one. Um, Meditate over the cards, feel them, get familiarized with them, and then once you do, then you can switch over to something else that is more appealing to you, especially the images. So I thought about bringing you some examples. Um, this is the Floral Tarot. the sun and the Three of Swords. This is how they look. I love this tarot, but for somebody who's just beginning, starting to read and trying themselves into this, it might not be the best thing to do because it doesn't look like, well, the Three of Swords looks exactly the same in this case, right? It's a heart pierced by swords. In this case, the flowers, but the birds can be confusing and stuff. So this is the difference. Let me see the sun. This is how the sun looks in the traditional uh, Rider White deck, and this is how it looks in my favorite one, the floral one. So unless you're familiar with the concepts here, then you can remember and read it, but otherwise you would get lost with this thing. um, Here, I'll explain. So, oh, before I do that, many people were talking about the signs, the planets, astrology, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, they were all interesting points of view. I always learn from the group. But nobody spoke about numbers. And I was like, I'm all about numbers. That's how tarot speaks to me. Um, I remember things, I'm very visual, and I remember things by their numbers. Uh, Actually, I don't want to come across negatively, but I often remember more easily a phone number or the page where I left my reading in a book, just the number of it, rather than somebody's name. Um, when meeting somebody, I can remember how they looked, how they smelled, how they what they were wearing, and things like that. Um, in very fine detail, but I don't remember their names. I'm not good at it. So I thought, well, maybe I should share this because I'm sure there's more than one people that will identify with this. Um, that also numbers are in your life. And that's what I've done for many years in my other life, this life, but you know, the not non uh esoteric and energy healing stuff. So yeah, maybe that's why. So the sun, let me start with this. Um, it's a 19, 1 and 9. That adds up to 10, which is reduced to one digit, is 1, which is good. It could give us an indication of timing. Like if I'm reading for somebody and he or she is asking, how long will it take for this to happen? It could be 19 hours, 19 days, on the day number 19th of this month, or something like that. Also, look into, this is the important piece. Um, Here's the classical interpretation of it. The sun being happiness, success, yes, an affirmation that things will happen. The truth as well. The truth will be out. But here's a deeper view of it. You can see that it has a kid, it's like a child, riding a horse, and he's holding up a red flag. He's like entering the town in victory, right? After the battle. And the sun is shining behind him, is supporting him. So that's how I remember, even if I'm using a different deck, I remember this child, the feeling of entering, my hometown, riding the horse and being successful in victory. So that's one. Um, then I pulled, here's another one, not so positive. It's on the other end. the Ten of Swords. Just look at the visual there. Is exhaustion, right? There are 10 swords stabbing this individual's back. That's not a nice feeling at all. And while people usually refer to this interpretation being like the mental breakdown, the failures, the bitterness, and exhaustion itself, or betrayal, I also look at the number from the point of here, whichever you're going through, that those issues, those problems that the person who's asking has been gone through, they're about to be done, because it's a number 10, and 10 is the highest number. So this is almost done. It's more like, okay, you're exhausted, but then if it's next to the sun in the reading, it's like, okay, you're exhausted, yes, but the sun is coming your way. This is about to end. Your suffering or your challenges are about to be over, right? That's one. Now, in contrast, on a positive note, but same number, the Ten of Cups. Look at the family. Well, it's a couple with children. I guess you could argue that it's a family. And then there's the rainbow, right? With the 10 cups literally on it. So it's like the ultimate happiness, right? Celebrations, peaceful coexistence, emotional stability. That's the number 10, like the highest you can reach. No, it's not just being happy for a day. It's like this sense of being stable, secure, with your loved ones, right? Protected too. Yeah, it's interesting. So again, look at it. They're looking over. The river is on the other side. They're on the ground, on safe ground, and they're happy. They even have their arms raised, like enjoying, celebrating, literally. So that's a contrast on same number but different meanings depending on the cards. And it also depends in their reading how the relative position to other cards. Like if I see the 10 of Cups followed by a tower, maybe not. Maybe that's not going to last as much as you think. There's a warning, right? That the structures will change. Sudden change. That's what it means. So, could be. Again, we all have free will. This could be a warning and may not happen because you're inquiring, you're learning this, and you might be able to change things around so that it's not so destructive, could be. Depends on the context of the cards. But then, speaking of, I was thinking too, that's the other goal for this video, is like, do you know which card represents you in the tarot in a reading? When you go and ask somebody, or online, wherever you can consult them, do you know which one you are and who's around you in the reading, right? I remember that was one of my first things, like, how do I know who I am? Well, it's actually funny because I drew them when I was a child, and I didn't know that they were for reading. But in my case, I usually come across as one or the other. The High Priestess, and I say this with a heart full of humbleness. Not that I consider myself such a figure, but it's the meaning, is the intuition, the subconscious, uh, the feminine energy. It's always driven my attention, caught my attention on it. The inner voice, the spirituality, that's more like me. Um, she also holds secrets. Not saying that I hold a lot of secrets, but I do. In this case, I know this card represents me because I hear people, they come and tell me, sometimes they just reveal their secrets, or if we're channeling, uh, things get revealed. I have that, I don't know, trait or how you want to call it, but I get the truth out of people, even when talking in the grocery store or at any given place. So that's why I know when in a reading this comes up, or when I want to ask about myself, pull this one and see which other cards are around her. There's a lot of meaning in this card. I'm not going to deep dive into it because, first of all, I'm fascinated by it. Um, but there's a lot in it, religiously and spiritually, represented in her image. Sometimes I do come across a different one, the Queen of Cups. And why is that? Uh, is she is the embodiment of femininity, compassion, kindness, being empathetic, and I feel like for those people that I love or that I care about, I'm like that. I'm a supporter. I'm an enabler, and I literally, if I could, I would hug their hearts energetically. If you know what I mean. Like yeah, that's my thing. Nurturing. It talks about counseling or therapy with in our conversations. I Yeah, with my loved ones and friends. Yeah, they say you just gave me therapy. You got the truth out of me and gave me therapy. So okay, well, if that helps, good. I forget things anyway. So if it was a secret, you remember it. I don't. Um, TMI, right? But thinking about it, let's see. Let's think about personalities around us, friends, relatives, and how they relate to the tarot cards. For example, here, the Fool. The Fool is not just a foolish person like making nonsense. No, the Fool is number zero. Again, the numbers. Major Arcana is the zero, is the starter, the creator, you know, is the free spirit that goes off and let's do this. It's also simplicity, adventure, um, being idealistic. Um, yeah, I can think about a name in my life that's my go-to when I've I have self doubt, when I don't know if I should start something. Yeah, that's a good friend to have and give a call. And if you're listening to this, you know who you are. Best friend, temperance, temperance, um, balance, patience, moderation, self control. That's that person. This is a BFF. This is BFF number one, I guess. Uh, is that person that when I go, when my Aries side comes out and like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna start this. So I'm gonna start this other project. And is that person that says, really? Did you figure out? Have you thought about how you're gonna get there? Uh, Think of it for a minute. Is this the right thing to do? I guess not the right thing to do, but like look at the consequences, look at the pros and cons of doing it. So that person is a good one to have around. Ooh, the Knight of Pentacles. That's a good friend too. Um, this one is practical. Yeah, I can think of a couple of names too around that are is what I can relate more is about people who are efficient, not necessarily efficient in the sense of processes only, but um, they come with it's so like effortless how they find the easy way to get things done. Uh, their their determination, their strong will, and they find a solution. And look at it, good friends too. Oh, they have the patience and determination to pursue their goals. Good friends, good friends. I'm getting my my circle. Speaking of the emperor, this is a good one too to have around. That's the father, the authority, uh, the one who gets it done. You know, experienced, disciplined too, um, structured. Are you thinking of someone too? I guess so. Yeah, and it doesn't represent your father necessarily if you're in a reading. It can be, ask yourself, who's that? Who's this person in my life, in my circle? Um, can be a boss, can be a religious leader, an advisor, um, but it definitely is authority. Could even be a judge or, you know, someone in government. Then I pull, this is not my friend. I think when I pulled this on the other version, I said, "This is my ex. This is not my friend. Go away." Let's put something more positive. Strength. I love this card. Uh, is that energy? You know, the courage to get things done. Persuasion. Look at how this person is dominating the what is it, the lion, right? And there's no fear. It's like, I can do this. Bravery. Yeah, even look at the lion. The lion has the tongue out like a dog, right? Yeah, I know. I know who can be my strength friend, who is being my strength friend. um let's see. Actually, on this one, I'm going to come back to uh, the strength card. Major Arcana doesn't have cups or pentacles or swords. Um, it has a specific figure with a specific meaning. And there's a lot more. There's so much available in books and online, and that you can learn from other people about the meaning, because there is a meaning on each one of these images. It's not just the summary that I'm giving here. But if we look at it, here are other elements. The planets, the planets, the sign in astrology, and then the chakra, and then what else? The sign from the elementals, like this is fire. strength, obviously, and in this color in orange, just like wands in the minor arcana. They're in this deck. They're all in orange, orange red, because of the fire. So the sun, solar plexus, the center of energy that it represents, and then is Leo. Yeah, a fire sign right there. So if I was reading this, I wouldn't only think of the meaning of being strong, finding strength, but also, is this talking about a Leo person around you? Or is it asking you to look into your inner fire and find courage, right? To go chase that thing that you want. Could be. Could be. It is all relative to the place where they are. Who's next to them? And that tells you the meaning. And then the numbers. I like drawing past, present, future. Past, present, future. And then looking at the numbers, not only horizontally, but vertically, because they tell different stories that way. It's very, very, very interesting. One more thing, real quick. Pages. Pages are younger people. This is the Page of Swords. So it could be a kid, more like a teenager. In this case, is mental agility, chatty, witty. Oh, I know who this is. My son. It's younger people, usually. Compared to kings and queens, those are usually referred as adults. That's their meaning. The pages are younger people, or it could be a young adult. But yeah, they're usually noted as that. All right. Well, I covered a lot. I pulled a lot of cards. But I hope you enjoy this. And if you do want a reading, please email me. I'll put my email here on the banner. So just send me a note. I can do 30 minutes, 1 hour readings, or even more. There's some people that come up with more ideas and more questions, and I'm willing to. I can also channel for you. If you do feel the presence or have been thinking about somebody that already crossed and you want to know something from that person, or hear something maybe that was left unsaid, I can help you. Just email me and let me know if you guys like this. Leave me a comment and subscribe and subscribe to my channel and like it, please. That helps a lot. Have a great evening and a blessed one. Bye.